On May 28, 2019, at 9 o'clock in the morning, 24-year-old mother of two, Brittany Hill, was gunned down on the streets of Chicago. Hey folks, Eric Mulder here with Code Red Conversations. I honestly believe that the content that we offer here can be life-changing, so please share. We often touch on some pretty controversial topics, and we don't shy away from those here at Code Red Conversations, but we do it with a purpose in mind, and that purpose is always to educate and help. When we examine police shootings, when we examine an active shooter event, for instance, it's always for the purpose of shedding light on these encounters and dissecting them and being able to find the teachable element and even seeking to find the quote unquote good in some of these horrific events. When I say good, I mean, what are some of the things that we can take from these horrific encounters, from these tragic events that can be used to be helpful to someone? In this video, our aim and our goal is no different. If you find yourself in a similar circumstance, what can you do to possibly save your life? What can you do to possibly save someone else's life? One thing I noticed was her initial response was protection and seeking cover. She held on to her child, even though she was shot. As you see her trying to get away and move towards the closest and best cover available, she hid behind the vehicle and attempted to shield herself and her child with the vehicle, and she used her own body to cover her daughter, which should be commended. Because during the entire encounter, her natural motherly instincts took over, and the preservation of her baby clearly was her greatest priority. Another point I would like to make is the time of the event. The shooting took place at 9 a.m., not 9 p.m., not midnight, but 9 o'clock in the morning. Clearly, these evil murderers saw an opportunity to commit this heinous act, and they didn't care who was around and when it took place. Never have the mindset that daytime, daylight can be your ally when it comes to addressing or dealing with evil, when it comes to keeping yourself and your loved ones safe. Here's another of many examples of the bad guy of evil simply not caring. According to the police officers who were conducting the investigation, Brittany wasn't the target of the shooting. It was the people, it were the guys that she was associated with, the guys that she was hanging out with. Now, I'm not going to assume that she knew the history, what is possibly the criminal history of the individuals that she was associating with, but it would be a wise thing to be careful with our associations. There have been too many times where someone falls prey to evil simply by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Do the best you can to know who it is that you are spending your time with. If they have a criminal record, or if you know that they're involved in criminal activity, your best bet would be to avoid them. If you have to make contact with them, then use your phone, use another means of communicating with them so you don't find yourself being involved in the crossfire. Folks, it's a dangerous world out there, let's face it. The crime rate may be going down in some areas, but in some of the more major, larger cities, that's not the case. It's only going up. When you have police officers who believe they're being victimized, when you have police officers who believe that they don't have the support of their community or of their department or of their governmental leaders, and they're always being made the scapegoat for every problem that takes place in some of your more urban environments, you're seeing less policing. A natural ramification of that is you see an increase in crime. So be smart and be wise. Be careful where you travel. Be careful where you go. And be careful who you hang out with. Make sure you like and subscribe and share my content. In the meantime, stay safe, God bless, and make sure you join the conversation.